Hey guys, in today's video, we don't have to travel across the galaxy to be checking out the Diamond Select Marvel Select Guardians of the Galaxy Drax with Baby Groot. To figure out how tall these two teammates are, let's take the tape measure. I feel as if Baby Groot's going to topple over first, so let's take the tape measure to him. He's just shy of being 2 inches in height. Drax, on the other hand, much bigger indeed. He's about 7.5 inches in height. For their accessories, they get hands, they get daggers. Baby Groot gets nothing. Drax specifically comes with a series of interchangeable hands. Defaulted, he's got a pair of partially gripping hands suited for holding his daggers. But he also comes with a pair of punch your face, fist hands. And then he also has himself a gripping hand. And I thought to myself initially, why would they include a gripping hand when he's suited to hold the daggers without having to swap out anything? Then it occurred to me, as if a bolt of lightning had come down and hit me in the forehead, that you can actually have him holding Baby Groot. Secure enough, yes. I also considered the idea that you could probably, if you place this right, get his feet, there we go. His feet are almost perfectly fitted for the interior of his hand as well. And you don't have to worry about toppling over. So despite the fact that poor Baby Groot just does not have the means to properly stand, he, however, does have the suited feet for being held inside Drax the Destroyer's hand. So you can display him that way if you so wish. Just like doing this a lot. He's not going to like that. He really isn't. Like I said, his accessories also include his daggers. He gets 2 of them. And the daggers are comprised, well, they're obviously cast in what I could describe as probably a gray plastic, but exquisitely painted handle-wise with a darker airbrushing here of like a gunmetal silver. And then the blades themselves have silver with very similar sort of deco as what he would get on his body. Love the coloring there of that kind of, I guess it would be almost like a blood red sort of markings that are on the etchings of the blades here. The blades look really, really cool. And you can hold them currently in his hands. These are the hands getting them out of packaging, so you don't have to worry about swapping out anything immediately. Punchy hands, you can use those if you so wish as well. Obviously, he's not going to be able to hold the daggers in place. These are the proper hands to do so. Going back to little Baby Groot, however, he's a cute little representation. I kind of wish he had come in his little red jumpsuit, though. Little Guardians outfit that he had at the beginning, and I think that would have been really, really cool. He looks very cool, although he doesn't really have a whole big happy personality happening on his face. He's got some nice little light flecking off of his eyeballs there. And he does really look cool, but I wish he could have had a big smile or something on his face. A very playful looking Baby Groot in the course of the movie. This one seems so serious. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. You'll grow up big and strong to the point where you become a cheerleader, a teenager. Not a cheerleader. I guess you could be a cheerleader. Grow up being a teenager and you start talking back to everybody else on the ship. Detailing for as small as he is actually quite nicely done. Right to the point. Camera, help me out. Right to the point where you can even make out the little grains and cracks on his face. That's quite the feat for a figure that's this small. So well done to Diamond Select. Articulation is actually on this guy too. He has a ball joint in the head. Doesn't look like he's got ball joint arms, although you can rotate the arms. There we go. And he's also got rotations in the legs. Sadly, he doesn't come with a display base. If they had only made like a little tiny circular base that had just little 2 recessed holes in it, you could have taken the bottoms of his feet, thank you, bottoms of his feet, and you could have actually planked them down onto the base, and you wouldn't have had the problem of toppling over, because this guy topples over a lot. Okay, so we'll put him to the side. As you'll see, yeah, he just doesn't stand. So let's have a look at Drax here. Looking good. I'm going to take the daggers out of his hand. Oh, one thing I want to mention before I forget. I totally am going to forget. He has sheaths on the sides of his legs for what you would imagine to be his daggers. The daggers would just slide into place like that. Although I don't know why, they finished the top of it. There's no slot, there's no hole. There's the painted black, almost faux hole, but there's no means to probably put the blade in there. You can't put the blade into the... I don't know why they didn't finish that. Put a little slot in there. You could actually have put the blades in there, but instead, he either has the options to hold them or just throw them away. I don't want these, just take them. The face itself on him does bear a good striking resemblance to one Dave Bautista from WWE. Like to see that guy's career is doing well outside the ring as well as in the ring. The face is good, although it's very neutral. As best as I could be a reviewer and describe it, he has a very neutral face. No smile, no anger, just kind of in the middle. Like he's daydreaming. He's thinking about, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna have to eat? Ooh, sandwich would be nice. Wonder if I could get egg salad here. Probably not. The tattoo work is also equally done nicely, and it does seem as if it's raised, elevated sculpt, so it's not simply just painted in place. I don't know why this tattoo bothers me as much as it does in the movie. It just creeps me out for some strange reason. I'm just weird like that. But the tattooing work is nicely done and vibrantly painted in this blood red. You can make out the skulls and all the little tribal sort of deco that makes up the majority of Drax's body. I'm sure certainly underneath those pants, he's probably got a continuation of that tattoo work. That's something I would never need to see in a sequel. Just saying. His pants are nicely blue, but for some strange reason they get this weird coloring here of dark black. It's not really present at all anywhere else on the... Well, it is and it isn't. It is, but not to the level that it is up here. That from a distance, it does look like for some strange reason that this area here gets a little bit darker than all the rest that's happening down there. His boots, you can see the individual little buckle attachments where this sheath would have been harnessed itself and he would have closed off the boots. So those are nicely done as well. The boots are very exquisitely, did you just say exquisitely? I did. Sculpted, and he's got peg holes on the undersides of said feet. Posability on this guy, by the way, his head rotates all the way around. Creaky, 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 creaky. Arms hinge outward as well as you can rotate the arms all the way around. Try not to get them stuck, however, that happens from time to time. A swivel in the bicep. Unfortunately, something else with poor Drax, that's about all you can do with his arms. The hinge, let me just show you the hinge. The hinge is so far in there. How far is it? It's so far in there, you can't bend the arm ever any bit more further than that. Perhaps they could have put in a double hinge on the elbow. Perhaps they could have done a lot of things, but unfortunately, he just doesn't have the means to bend his arm any bit further past that point. So getting crazy, don't get too crazy, but getting crazy with those daggers, not on my watch, bunko. Arms rotate, or hands rotate, and hinge back and forth. He also has the upper torso ball joint, similar to his colleagues. No waist swivel. Legs split out, forward and back. He's got a swivel cut roughly around the 3/4 cut area of the thigh. Double hinge on the knee. Very, very stiff joints also, I might add. And not only does he have the ankle pivot, considerable amount of ankle pivot, but you can also rock the feet back and forth as well. Just in case you guys wanted to see as well, we'll put Drax there. And you know what we'll do too? I'm going to replace out the hand. I feel so bad that, you know, he's going to be a teenager one day. I'm sure he's going to get pretty angry with everybody. I'm going to at least have Baby Groot here in the frame. There we go. All right, so we'll put him there. That way he doesn't feel left out. And we'll bring in the other colleagues that we've already looked at in previous review. There is Rocket Raccoon, and there is Star-Lord, looking very cool. I love the fact that not only with these primary characters, the Drax and the Star-Lord, we also got ourselves secondary or smaller versions, smaller characters included as well. The Star-Lord, of course, came with Rocket Raccoon. Drax here came with a very baby Groot. I do enjoy having the pairing of both Drax and Baby Groot packaged together in this release from Diamond Select. Baby Groot is a pretty fun little collectible. I wish he had the proper means to stand on his own. Maybe a small little circular display base could have gone a long way, so you could have displayed him doing something above and beyond just leaning against a leg of Drax. But I do like the fact that at least they incorporate a hand in which Drax can at least hold Baby Groot, so it adds to a little extra element of how you can display the two characters. Drax is a well-constructed, well-sculpted figure. Wish he could have also had maybe perhaps a little bit more of a smile or some expression to his face, because I feel like his face is slightly on a lifeless level. The Drax daggers are also a nice touch, although the daggers don't have the means to properly fit into the sheaths. Kind of begs the question that if they had put them into the boots and sculpted them in the boots like in the movie, why wouldn't they have put slots into those sheaths where you could have actually housed the daggers when he wasn't holding them? Overlooking those little two small nitpicks, overall I do really like this set. Both Drax and Baby Groot can be found at your local comic book store. Today we were having a look at the Diamond Select Guardians of the Galaxy. This was Drax, along with a little tiny Baby Groot. So cute. He's going to grow up to be a teenager and he's going to hate you. But in the meantime, we can appreciate him for his cuteness, little tiny Baby Groot. If you guys also haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. Of course, more videos will be coming your way. Thanks for watching. See you next time.